Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show, and I'm here to talk about, the Autozone Liberty Bowl between the Navy Midshipmen and the Cincinnati Bearcats, and then I will go over wrestling news, go over the SmackDown card tonight, and see whatever else I can find. But let's start with the football game here. Navy Midshipmen beat Cincinnati 35-13 reaction. It was 21-7 after 3 quarters. They really put it away when it was 28-7. They got 2 touchdowns there in the 4th quarter, and the second one was a pick 6. But how about Navy, man? They follow up a 10-3 season with a bowl win over Oklahoma last year, and then they go 11-2 with a bowl win over Cincinnati. Not too shabby for Navy. Winning the Autozone Liberty Bowl, a dominant win, just absolutely throttled them. Great game from Blake Horvath. He had 3 total touchdowns in this game, 2 passing. He had 1 rushing. Navy ran all over Cincinnati. They had 241 rushing yards on their 51 carries, nearly 5 a carry. So it was just Alex Tegza, Eli Heidenreich, Blake Horvath just ran all over the Cincinnati defense. And Cincinnati had a bunch of receivers out in this game, and obviously didn't have their this 21-5 stretch includes wins over Oklahoma, Cincinnati. They beat Memphis, USF, Army twice. So Navy's been really good these last 2 years, man. And Blake Horvath, he doesn't normally throw the ball a lot, but he can throw the ball when he does. But Navy's offense, have that triple option offense, which is super effective for them. But they win the Autozone Liberty Bowl. I know Cincinnati, a lot of people out, like Brendan Sorsby, their quarterback, and probably a bunch of receivers, probably a bunch of people opted out, quit. I guess Cincinnati offensive player of the game, I guess is Manny Covey, because he had 78 rushing yards. 7 a carry and 5 catches. So it's kind of what ruined this game. Seen a bunch of people quit. Because their quarterback was Brady Lichtenberg. He threw a touchdown, I guess, in the 4th quarter. And I guess it was Cyrus Allen had some record-tying score, but 13 touchdowns this season. But just blown out by a group of 5, though. You deserve to be demoted back to the American Athletic Conference. I know you're missing half the team, but still, fire that Shitterfield, or where the fuck his name is. But let your AD continue to gaslight to the progress they're making. 7-6, yeah, it's such good progress, man. They came out flat in the second half, like they'd rather be at home. Played mentally weak football, just got dominated in the run game. And when you hire a career 500 coach, you have seasons like this, and you lose bowl games like this. Might as well fire a Shitterfield. But let's go over the stat sheet. I guess really this game, it was alright first half, I thought. It's 14-7 at halftime, but then Navy outscores them 21-6 in the second half, so pretty dominant. So let's go over the stat sheet. Navy, they end their year 11-2 with a bowl win, back-to-back seasons with 10-plus wins and bowl victories. They scored 35 points. They had 7 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter, and 14 in the 4th quarter. Blake Horvath was 9 of 15, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yeah, let's go to the running game now. Alex Tegza, 16 runs, 80 yards, 5.0 carry, 1 touchdown. Eli Heidenreich, 10 runs, 62 yards, 6.2 a carry. Blake Horvath, 16 runs, 53 yards, 3.3 a carry, and a touchdown. Brandon Chapman and Jackson Gutierrez each had 2 runs for 16 yards. They ran 51 times for 241 total yards, 4.7 carry, 2 touchdowns. Absolutely dominated up front in this game. The offensive line was dominant. Eli Heidenreich, 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Luke Hutchinson, 1 catch, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Charles Robinson, 1 catch, 11 yards. Their defense, 1 sack, 4 TFLs. Coleman Colley with 1 interception, 5 yards, and a pick 6. Nathan Kirkwood, 5 for 5 and extra points, and that's it for Navy stats. Team player, the box score. Cincinnati, they end their year 7-6. I know half their team quit in this game, but still embarrassing. They scored 13 points. They had 0 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 0 in the third quarter, and 6 in the fourth quarter. Samalas Jones, 2 of 5, 19 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Brady Lightenberg, 10 of 15, 78 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Samalas Jones had 15 runs, 57 yards, and a touchdown. Manny Covey, 11 runs, 78 yards, 7 a carry. Receiving, Manny Covey, 5 catches, 20 yards. Patrick Gerd, 1 catch, 23 yards. Isaiah Johnson, 2 catches, 21 yards. Cyrus Allen, 2 for 9 and a touchdown. Defensively, no sacks, 1 TFL. So they only had 1 negative play defensively, and that was it. Steven Rusnak, 1 for 1 on extra points. But let's go over the team stats here, and we'll call it a video here. Or no, I'll do the wrestling news after this, then I'll call it a video. For Navy, they had 22 first downs. They were 9 for 15 on third down. They were super efficient on third down, making it manageable third downs. 1 for 1 on fourth down, 349 total yards, 7 yards of pass, 241 rushing yards on 51 attempts, 4.7 to carry, 2 penalties for 10 yards. Had 1 turnover with 1 fumble, 33 minutes time of possession. For Cincinnati, they had 22 first downs, 4 of 13 on third down, 2 of 3 on fourth down, 239 total yards. Navy's defense also played super well, 4.9 per pass, 142 rushing yards on 38 attempts, 3.7 to carry, 9 penalties for 76 yards. They had 2 turnovers and 1 fumble, 1 interception, 26 minutes of time of possession. So, yeah, that's all I'll say for this football game. So let's move on to the wrestling. Alright, so with wrestling, so via Wrestle Votes, ready on Fightful Select, there's a push internally to showcase Liv Morgan as the centerpiece of the women's division at WrestleMania 42 this year. Yeah, that's... I could see her maybe winning the Rumble, breaking the Judgment Day, and wins the women's world title at WrestleMania, maybe. Pretty sure they might have her win the Rumble. But that's just a guess. Some stuff for SmackDown. Advertised for first SmackDown of 2026 and the return of 3 hours. As you guys know, tonight SmackDown returns to 3 hours. Great. So instead of doing my recaps normally at 10 o'clock, I'm going to have to wait till 11 o'clock. Pendale face. But yeah, advertised as Rhea, Io, Alexa Sharp versus Nia, Lash, Asuka, and Kyrie. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black in an ambulance match. Jade Cargill was originally scheduled to face a now injured Meechin, which I don't think that's happening. All the feuds have been happening over the last 6 months. And then tonight on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre will reveal the 3 stipulations for the 3 Stages of Hell match against Cody Rhodes next week. So I wonder what they're going to do for 3 Stages of Hell. That's some stuff for SmackDown, and something in news there with Liv Morgan. Let's go to Cultaholic, see if we have anything to discuss here. Sorry, I'm itchy. It always happens when I record. So from the wrestling, from Cultaholic here, so this is from Wrestling Observer, so take it with a grain of salt. While Triple H and WWE writing team would put together the scripts, Vince McMahon had the final say in creative until well into 2023 after his return to the company. McMahon was eventually removed by created by Ari Emanuel. So, not really surprised. You could tell Vince was still had the final say. William Regal's post about neck issues was not triggered by one move, and instead came about due to a end quote few things and stuff in general. Early indications are AW World End will do the same or better pay-per-view buys than Full Gear, which drew around 140,000. Sure, man. So Cody Rhodes was apparently originally planned to win in the main event of WrestleMania 39, but Roman Reigns pitched to Vince McMahon to push the title win back a year. I mean, I still think it was better to have him lose and then made WrestleMania 40 feel a lot bigger. I mean, in reality, probably wasn't bad for him to win at WrestleMania 39. 40 was a better moment. So LA Knight is expected to make his return to WWE TV, quote, very soon. Knight could be back as soon as the January 5 episode of Raw in Brooklyn, New York. Hopefully. But I ain't gonna trust WWE with anything, for sure. But yeah, that's the news there. Talked about the football game, the wrestling news here. So, yeah, that's all to say. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace.